Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Today I've got my Gameweek 8 score predictions. Right, let's get straight into it. So first up, we've got an earlier kickoff on Friday night, so just be aware of that as well guys. For your, I think it's like the deadlines for your transfers, it's going to be a bit earlier on Friday. But yeah, so first up, we've got Brighton-Burnley. I think it's going to be an easy game for Brighton. If you look at the previous table, you got Burnley really struggling. They can't score goals. They're conceding quite a few this season. Brighton actually look quite good on the attack with like Mopé, Trossard. So I think they'll get the win. And to be honest, I think they'll get the clean sheet. So it'll be like a perfect week for Brighton. Next up on the Friday night as well, we've got Southampton versus versus Newcastle. Even though Southampton have been flying high so far this season, I am going to predict a draw because Newcastle away from home have also been quite good. I can't remember all the results, but I know they've drew to Wolves and Tottenham, which are very, very tough places to go. And they've picked up points, so if they can do that there, I think they'll do the same against Southampton. Southampton, on the back of a good victory against Villa, I think have picked up a few injuries, the likes of Danny Ings, I think it was Bertrand, and someone else went off injured, so a little bit weak. They don't have the biggest squad, so that might affect them this week. So next up, moving on to Saturday fixtures, Everton, Man U. I'm going to predict a draw. Man U look really, really poor this season, but Everton at the moment aren't full strength. Rodriguez might be back. Richarlison, I don't know if he's back from suspension. They've got a few injuries at the back with Coleman. They dropped Pickford, but I'm not really sure why. So that was a change in Z coming. So Everton's team, it's a bit mixed up really, isn't it? So I'm going to say a draw. I think Everton's fine form is starting to drop off now. Right, next up, a really tough one to call. You got Crystal Palace, who will sit back, defend with 8 players, and then counter attack. Against the Leeds team, who just fly forward, attack with numbers. So it's going to be a real clash of styles. But I think Leeds will come out on top. I think they'll want to bounce back from that loss against Leicester. So I'm going to predict a Leeds win. Not a massive win, like in terms of goals, but 2-1 seems about right. Right, next up we've got Chelsea. I think they'll have a comfortable game against Sheffield United. Going to say 3-0, but to be honest, it could be more. You know, the way Chelsea attack, who they have to attack with, it's really scary. And yeah, I think Chelsea will win comfortably. Next up, West Ham in a little London derby against Fulham. Even though Fulham beat West Brom and they got some nice players, I think they'll struggle this season and go into a team like West Ham away and the form that they've been in. It's not a fixture you really want, so I think West Ham will win. I think it'll be a close game as it's a derby, but I think West Ham come out on top. Next up is the real goal scoring game that I see this week. I'm predicting Tottenham for the win, and I'm going to say about 4-2. I think West Ham are so open at the back, but they have a little bit of quality up front. Not major quality, but they have some nice players, so I think West Brom might score a couple goals like they did against Chelsea, but I think Spurs will outscore them with the absolute quality they've got up front. Right, next up is I'm going to go for the only ball score draw this week. Leicester Wolves. The last 2 times they've played, it's been a 0-0. Both teams are really defensive, play counter attacking. So I think it's just a clash of styles, and I think it'll just play out for a 0-0. But I could be completely wrong, and it might be the big goal scoring game of the weekend. Next up, got Manchester City against Liverpool. It's a big game. This is should have been like the 6-pointer to win the league, but Man City are really struggling at the moment. I'm going to go with a Liverpool win, purely just based on how well Liverpool have done this season. You know, take off that freak result of Aston Villa, Liverpool have been flying, and they'll continue to do well, I think, against Man City. And then the final game of the week, to wrap it all up, is Arsenal-Aston Villa. Now, I'm going to say Arsenal win, purely because I'm an Aston Villa fan, and if I expect disappointment, then I can't be disappointed when we lose. But if we do win, then I'm flying high and I'm buzzing. So I'm going to say Arsenal 2-1. But it will be a close game. But I think the quality that they've got with Aubameyang might make a difference, especially from the last two results Villa have had. So that's the table on the right. I think it's shaping up in areas, but you kind of just got Manchester United and Man City down in the bottom half, which is just strange. Southampton a little bit high at the moment. I think you'll see one of them, and Aston Villa and Everton drop down a little bit more, with the likes of Man City and Man United eventually pushing up. That's what I expect anyway. So if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and let me know down below your predictions for this week. Be interested to see what scores you think will happen. Yeah, peace.